Welcome back. We back out here. We're back on that same Eminem train as last time, and we're going to be breaking down a song that has been requested many times over on this channel by multiple people, and that's Till I Collapse. It's so much different than the rest of the songs of the album in the sense that a lot of them are about his altercations with his wife, his altercations with the pistol whipping situation that got him in court and got him 3 years probation at that time. This song is him just getting onto a beat. The beat is very militant in style. It's a good beat, but it's just him going off, saying why he's the greatest and that he's never gonna fall from off top. Let's just go ahead and make like a pool and jump right into this shit. Now, one thing that I find dope about this song before we get started, you can see his whole rhyme scheme and rhyme pattern come into play like in full force. A majority of the song is like 6 rhyme schemes. I'll point them out to you as we go, but it's fire.
You gotta search within you. Try to find that inner strength and just pull that shit out of you. And get that motivation to not give up and not be a quitter. No matter how bad you wanna just fall flat on your face.
Alright, real quick. This song, that whole intro about you gotta search within you gotta find that inner strength and just pull that shit out of you and get that motivation to succeed. That's almost like Lose Yourself song down the road when he's found success. Lose Yourself is kind of like, I'm gonna do whatever I can in order to get success. This Eminem is saying, you gotta find that strength within you just like I did and lose yourself.
Till I collapse, I'm spilling these raps long as you feel them. To the day that I drop, you'll never say that I'm not killing them. Cause when I am not, then I'ma stop pinning them. And I am not hip-hop, and I'm just not Eminem.
So you hear the do-do-ch. The song is basically starting off saying he's gonna go to the death. Till I collapse, I'm spilling these raps long as you feel them. And he's making it sound already like you're gonna be feeling them till I collapse. There's no chance that I'm gonna fall off before my death. Till the day that I drop, you'll never say that I'm not killing them. Cause when I am not, then I'ma stop pinning them. Pinning like literally writing them out, but also like pinning the people that are coming after them. Like pinning them to the ground, kind of like wrestling or like UFC. That's when I'ma stop pinning them and I am not hip hop and I'm just not Eminem. But do you already hear the rhyme scheme? Feel them, not killing them, stop pinning them, not Eminem.
Subliminal thoughts when I'ma stop spinning them. Women are caught in webs, spin them in hawk venom, adrenaline shots. The penicillin could not get the illin to stop. Amoxicillin's just not real enough.
When I first heard that little rhyme pattern and what he's saying, I was like, this shit is wild, son. Still on the same rhyme scheme, but breaking it down even further within the bar, as opposed to just at the end of the bar. Subliminal thoughts when I'ma stop sending them, not Eminem, stop sending them. Women are caught in webs, spin them in hawk venom. Instead of saying like hawk a loogie, the women are caught in my webs, I spin them and hawk venom. He's giving the impression like he's a Black Widow, like he's one of the most dangerous things alive. And we're talking about him coming at women in the way that he does, that he's been prone to do for the last 3 albums already. Adrenaline shots of penicillin could not get the illin to stop. Amoxicillin's just not real enough. He's so ill that all these known antibiotics, they can't get the illin to stop. That's how sick he is. That's such a dope line. And to make it all fit within the same rhyme scheme, hawk venom, shots, penicillin, could not get the illin to stop. Amoxicillin's just not real enough. He's not only rhyming them with one word, he's rhyming with 2 words with multiple syllables.
The criminal cop killing hip-hop, filling a minimal swap to cop millions of pop listeners.
God.
You coming with me, feel it or not, you're gonna fear it like I show to the spirit of God lives in us. You hear it a lot, lyrics to shock. Is it a miracle or am I just product of pop? Listen up, the sizzle, my whistle, this is the plot. Listen up, you pistols for God's listen does not give a fuck.
The end of that verse, like not just the way he's going off, but the beat follows along with it. Listen to how the beat in the background, you can hear like a choir echo like going up 1 note at a time.
You hear it a lot, lyrics to shock. Is it a miracle or am I just product of pop?
Musically, that's such a sick way to transition into the hook. The way this whole little rhyme pattern right here goes, he says the criminal, cop killing, hip hop villain, but he doesn't say it like that. He says the criminal cop killing hip hop villain. A minimal swap to cop millions of Pac listeners. Like when Pac died, they swapped. So he took all the Pac's listeners because Pac had very poetic songs. That's kind of what he was known for. His lyricism was way ahead of the day. You're coming with me, whether you feel it or not, you're gonna fear it. Whether or not you like me or not, whether or not you feel the shit that I'm saying, you're gonna fear it. Just like you fear God, because you need to fear his wrath. You hear it a lot, lyrics to shock. In these first 3 albums, this was all over the news that his lyrics were just pure shock value. They didn't really have any meaning. So he's saying here, you hear it a lot in the news that lyrics to shock. Am I a miracle or am I just product of pop fizzing up? Am I actually the deity that I claim that I am in this rap game? Or am I just here because Pop is like on the up and up? I'm a white guy. You pizzles forgot Slizzle does not give a fuck. Snoop Dogg used to talk back in the day. You pussies forgot that Slim Shady does not give a fuck. But listen to that entire rhyme scheme. Long as you feel them, not killing them, stop pinning them, not Eminem, stop sending them, hawk venom, webs a spin them, adrenaline shots of penicillin could not get the illin to stop. Amoxicillin's just not real enough. And then he doesn't just hard transition into the next rhyme scheme. He blends them together. The criminal cop, killing hip hop villain, minimal swap to cop millions of pop listeners. Feel it or not, you're gonna fear it. The spirit of God lives in us. The way he says God, he doesn't say God hard. He says God like G-O-T to make it rhyme with pop, cop, hip hop. You hear it a lot. Lyrics to shock. Pop fizzing up, does not give a fuck. But then we got the chorus, and Nate Dogg, R.I.P. Nate Dogg, he was always the best at these choruses. His voice was just so unique, and it had this quality to it.
Comes off till the lights go out, till my leg give out, can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out, and my high her out, I'ma rip this shit till my bone collapse.
What makes the hook dope, it's not just the same hook twice, it's the hook solo by itself. And then it's Eminem coming off with the offbeat background track. Until the roof comes off, the roof comes off, until my legs. That's dope because it comes in early in the song, but that's the end of the song at the same time.
Music is like magic. There's a certain feeling you get when you reel and you spit, and people are feeling your shit. This is your moment, and every single minute you spend trying to hold on to it, 'cause you may never get it again. So while you're in it, try to get as much shit as you can. And when your run is over, just admit when it's in, it's in. 'Cause I'm at the end of my wits with half the shit that gets in.
But he's talking about music. There's a certain feeling you get when you reel and you spit and people are feeling your shit. It's a dope feeling. Like, I know what he's talking about just from 3,000 of y'all. And I'm like, damn, this is dope that people are feeling my responses. People are feeling the intellect within hip hop that I have, especially since I'm not black. I feel like that's something that's not very common on YouTube. A lot of rap breakdowns, a lot of the Lost Twins, Buckethead Nations, No Life Shaq, all of them dudes, they're solid. But like for me to come in, it's almost like me coming in like Eminem. Like, what does this dude know about hip hop? And then I'm getting all the love about it. It's dope. But he's saying this is your moment, and every single minute you spend in trying to hold on to it because you may never get it again. You know, this is your one chance, your one shot, your one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. Try to get as much shit as you can. And when your run is over, like when you're done, just admit when it's at its end. Like, don't keep trying to make it work when it's obviously not. Just bow out with grace. Like Seinfeld. Seinfeld said, I'm at the top of the game, greatest show ever, boom, we're out. Most people don't do that.
Over, just admit when it's in, it's in. 'Cause I'm at the end of my wits with half the shit that gets in. I got a list. Here's the order of my list that's in. It goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jada, Corrupt, Nas, and Vinny. But in this industry, I'm the cause of a lot of envy. So when I'm not put on this list, the shit does not offend me. That's why you see me walk around like nothing's bothering me. Even though half you people got a fucking problem with me. You hate it, but you know respect you got to give me. The press is wet dream like Bob and your Whitney. They hit me.
Cause I'm at the end of my wits with half the shit that gets in. He was saying this back in 04. And he says, I got a list. Here's the order of my list that it's in. Reggie, which is Redman from Method Man and Redman. Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, all considered some of the greats. Andre from Outkast, obviously. Jada, which is Jadakiss, Nas, and then me. His list rhymes of just rappers. But in this industry, I'm the cause of a lot of envy. So when I'm not put on this list, this shit does not offend me. See, that's funny that he says that now, because in Recovery, one of the songs 25 to Life, he says, when you made a list, you left me off, so fuck you, hip hop. That's why you see me walk around like nothing's bothering me, even though half you people got a fucking problem with me. A lot of people had a problem with him in the media, obviously, for his lyricism and parents and all that shit. But a lot of people in the rap community because he wasn't black, because he was white, and he was white and killing the game. So a lot of people don't give him, and then to this day don't give him the credit that he deserves because of his skin color. But they know deep down the respect they got to give me. The press's wet dream like Bobby and Whitney. Bobby and Whitney Houston, domestic violence and drug abuse and all of those things. The press love and fed off of that shit. So even though they can say that they don't like Eminem, They do love him deep down because they're giving him shit to write about. But again, the rhyme pattern. Feeling you get, reeling you spit, feeling your shit. Minute you spin, never get it again. Get as much shit as you can. Admit when it's at its end. End of my wits with half the shit that gets in. A list that it's in. Tupac and Biggie, Nas and then me, cause of a lot of envy. The shit does not offend me. Nothing's bothering me. Problem with me. Respect you got to give me. Bobby and Whitney. This man has the most dope vocabulary of all time. There's like no other way to put it.
Soon as the verse starts, I eat it in MC's heart. What is he thinking? I'm not to go against me smart, and it's absurd how people hang on every word. I'll probably never get the props I feel I ever deserve, but I'll never be served. My spot is forever reserved. If I ever leave Earth, that would be the death of me first. Cause in my heart of hearts, I know nothing could ever be worse. That's why I'm clever when I put together every verse.
This is the way you end a song where you're talking about how you're the greatest of all time. This is probably one of the best verses on this whole album. I'll eat in an MC's heart. What is he thinking? How not to go against me? That's probably smart. And it's absurd how you people hang on every word. You're hanging on it like I'm saying it like it's real life. Like this is the shit that I believe. I might be saying it because I know that it annoys you. But that doesn't mean that it's what I believe. So it's insane how you're hanging on to every word. And again, because he's white, he'll probably never get the props he feels he ever deserves. Which is probably true because I still feel like he doesn't get labeled as the GOAT like he is. I even had somebody in one of my comments on one of his albums saying that he couldn't be the GOAT because that's disrespect to all the black rappers. That's not disrespect to all the black rappers out there. That's just mad respect to Eminem, saying he's on top of all of them. It's like when the pitcher in baseball throws a fucking solid ass pitch outside corner, unhittable, and then the dude just goes out there and reaches out and it, boom, grand slam. That's not shitty pitching, that's just better hitting. It's not saying your black rappers that are on top of your list are shitty. It's just saying that the rapper on top of my list is better. Sorry, not sorry. He'll never be served by anybody in this rap game. My spot is forever reserved at the top. If I ever leave Earth, if I ever die, that would be the death of me first. That would be when I go out of this rap game not on top. Literally nothing in this life could ever be worse than being served by one of my peers. That's why I'm clever when I put together every verse to make sure that that doesn't happen.
My thoughts are sporadic. I act like I'm an addict. I rap like I'm addicted to smack like I'm Kim Mathers. But I don't want to go forth and back in constant battles. The fact is I would rather sit back and bomb some rappers. So this is like a full-blown attack. I'm launching at him. The track is on some battle and raps who want some static. Cause I don't really think that the fact that I'm Slim Matters, a black and platinum status is whack if I'm not the baddest. Comes off.
The end of that whole verse right there. A plaque and platinum status is whack if I'm not the baddest. Going back to him saying he'll probably never get the props he feels he ever deserves. These are the same people that came up with this ranking system to determine who's the best in the game and who's got the hottest shit out right now in terms of album sales. But he's saying, if I'm not the baddest, your plaque of platinum status is whack. He says, my thoughts are sporadic and I act like I'm an addict. And he could be talking about the fact that he is a sleeping pill addict. I don't know if he was at this album, but definitely during Encore. And he could be literally like figuratively talking about the fact that he's addicted to the rap game. I rap like I'm addicted to smack like I'm Kim Mathers. This is the only line where he's coming directly at his wife. It's like he couldn't avoid it. And addicted to smack. And that could be a double entendre saying that his wife was on heroin, which smack is the street vernacular for heroin. And it could be also the fact that she's addicted to shit talking. Again, just like he's addicted to shit talking. But the fact is I would rather sit back and just bomb some rappers. I don't really want to be doing all this. So this is like a full-blown attack I'm launching at him. Consider this song me stepping over the line and going into that world. The track is on some battling rap. A lot of people battle rap to these type of beats. So who wants some static? Static was 2004 for Smoke in 2018. You don't want this smoke, you don't want this static, you don't want this beef. Because I don't think the fact that I'm Slim Mathers, a plaque of platinum status is whack if I'm not the baddest. But the whole rhyme scheme again. Verse starts, eat at an MC's heart, not to go against me smart, it's absurd, hang on every word, props I ever deserve, never be served, forever reserved, ever leave Earth, death of me first, ever be worse, clever, put together, ever reverse, thoughts are sporadic, I act like I'm an addict, I rap like I'm addicted to smack, like I'm Kim Mathers, forth and back in constant battles, fact, rather sit back and bomb some rappers, full-blown attack, I'm launching at him, track is on some battle and rap, who wants some static, the fact that I'm Slim Mathers, a plaque of platinum status is whack, if I'm not the baddest, I don't understand how someone does that at such a constant level throughout his career. It's one thing to do it every here and there to like make a certain bar stand above the rest. Like, oh shit, he kind of went off on that bar right there. I can't say he went off on a bar because he goes off on all the fucking bars. So fucking sick. Appreciate everybody being here. As I always say, like this video if you like it. Comment should you feel so inclined. If you're new here, a lot of people have been commenting that I requested on the last video where you're from. So if you didn't catch that, go ahead and comment where you're from so I can see the reach that I have, not in terms of subscribers, but in terms of around the world. Next goal is 5,000. Well, we're almost at 3,200. Appreciate everybody's time. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Enjoyed your holidays. If you didn't celebrate Christmas, hope you had a good time anyway with the day off. Hopefully see y'all before the new year. Peace, as always.